My name is Hannah, and this is my beauty budget. Hey y'all, so today I'm filming Hannah's Reckoning. I can't reckon with everything at once, and I want that to change. I have a box and a half basically of things that have been sent to me either from brands or from friends and from some of you. And my policy is that I keep those things in the purgatory box and test them out and use them until I'm ready to decide whether or not I want to actually add them permanently into my collection of stuff. It's my way of keeping what I own from becoming kind of unwieldy and bloated and out of hand. I only want to own what I love. So if something comes to me that I didn't choose carefully and buy, if something comes to me kind of as a gift randomly, then I feel like I need to put it through the ringer for a little while before I decide that it's worth actually adding to my curated collection. That's what Hannah's Reckoning is, that's this, and for a long time now, for months now, I haven't been able to reckon with everything at once. I'm receiving a larger stream of things than I'm able to vet at one time. So I'm kind of on a mission to empty the purgatory box, but I can't do it all in one video. I think I'm going to film more than just this reckoning this month. There will be like a bunch of smaller reckonings. I want to get the purgatory box empty, and I have realized that I need to stem the tide of things that come into my life for free even further. So I'm starting to accept fewer and fewer things from Octoly at one time, and I'm saying no to more brands than ever, and I'm saying no to more gifts than ever. This whole thing is a process. I'm learning as I go, getting closer and closer to striking the perfect balance between receiving things to try out from brands, which is a great opportunity to enrich my channel and my life, frankly, and being gracious about receiving things that are offered to me from friends and from subscribers that I really do want to try or that I think I might want to own. The balance between those two things and just not wanting to have too much stuff, and also wanting to model a relationship with beauty products in which I am primarily focused on loving and using what I have instead of being so focused on acquiring new things, whether I'm buying those things or receiving them for free. So it's a mess, it's messy. This is messy. There's a mess right here in front of me. Doing a no-buy year on YouTube and then growing my channel and starting to receive things for free and then trying to figure out the best way to handle that opportunity, that reality. That's messy. I'm doing my absolute best, and this type of video is part of that. So let's go ahead and get into the meat of the video. Can you guys see Sadie back there living her best life on the butcher block? Sadie! Can you see her? She's probably out of focus, or she's probably just washed out by the light, but maybe she'll wiggle around and do her Sadie thing during the course of this video. Sadie loves the loft. We thought she was going to hide for a couple of days after we moved because that's what she usually does, but it was really funny. We took her out of her carrier as soon as we got here the night of our move. She shot straight under the bed, but she was only under there for about 10 seconds, and then she was exploring. She just loves it. I think she likes that it's big and open, and I think she likes that it's relatively quiet. I'm saying as you can like hear an ambulance going by, but because it's concrete walls and concrete floor, it just feels kind of safe and cocooned in here. There's something she really loves about it. It's been the most beautiful surprise and the greatest joy of moving here is just how happy Sadie is here. Rather unexpected. So I have a bunch of things. I think I have 3 or 4 things in this little pile right here that came from Octoly, came as PR from the brand through the Octoly system. I'm gonna knock all of them out, and then I think I'm gonna lay off of Octoly for a little while. It's been so difficult to resist since I got signed up for Octoly, just constantly requesting as many things as I'm allowed to request at one time, which is 5 things. I'm allowed to request 5 things at a time, and then you have like a credit for each thing, and once you review the thing, you get your credit back and you can request another thing with that credit. You know, I've had a couple of months where I've just been like, Octoly, Octoly, and I'm ready to calm down a little bit and just maybe save those credits for when something truly extraordinary shows up in that free store, or when there's something that I actually need and I can use the credit instead of spending my beauty budget on it in real life. I don't even know if you guys care about this, but I'm just explaining why there are so many Octoly things in this video. And I'm also letting you know that after this, I think they're going to be fewer and further between. I think I just want to say it out loud. I want to say to you guys that I am going to try to slow down with Octoly so that I will then follow through with that. Anyway, let's start. Do you remember when I talked about how I had seen this product in my Octoly free store and I was so proud of myself for not requesting it because I already had a body wash? This is the Sol de Janeiro Brazilian Foreplay Moisturizing Shower Cream Gel, which I have had before. I purchased it. In fact, I think it might have been an empty in my no-buy year, like way at the beginning of my no-buy year. Anyway, I ran out of my body wash. It was this big one from Lush. It's gonna be in my empties video. I saved the empty bottle and moved it with us in our move so that I could show it in my empties video. That is dedication, ladies and gentlemen. And as soon as I squeezed the last drop out of that Lush bottle, I used one of my credits to request this from Octoly because I know that I like it. I know that I like the smell. The thing that I like about this, in addition to the smell, which I like, is that it actually is very softening. It is very skin softening. You just have to admit it. The thing that I hate about it is the bottle. I think that this is butt ugly and it rubs me the wrong way having it in my shower and in my bathroom. But that side of myself is something that I'm trying to let go of a little bit, that vice grip on aesthetic perfectionism. I do like having beautiful things, but it's just not going to be realistic for me in my life to have every single square inch of my house be perfectly aesthetic. For one thing, this is ugly. What you guys can't see, right? So our living room's over here, the bed is over there, and in between it is these lights and this camera and this just chunky, ugly electronic stuff. Like, our house is half beautiful, half functional. And I'm trying to move towards having that be okay with me. So I saw this and I was like, I want to use it. I'm going to get it and I'm just going to bite my lip and deal with this ugly yellow bottle that looks like it's for a child. Here are two Becca highlighters. So this one came from the brand a long time ago through Octoly. I've already shown it on here. I just hadn't totally decided about it yet. It is the Year of the Pig, the Lunar New Year one. I'm tempted to keep it because it's so nice. It's my only Becca highlighter. Well, there's this one, but this is the first Becca highlighter I've ever had. It's the only full-size Becca highlighter I've ever had the chance to own. It's a perfect match for my skin tone. I don't know for sure though how much I'm gonna love it. I feel like I've been using it, I've been reaching for it a lot. I don't feel like it doesn't excite me enough to keep it, but I don't feel so dramatically excited about it that I can't wait to like keep it and put it in my highlighter drawer. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm reckoning with it today. I'm not gonna leave it in the purgatory box. I'm gonna put it in my highlighter drawer, but I might give it away. I might, if it comes to the point where there's someone who wants it in my life, or if I'm packing a box for someone, a care package or something, or I don't know, I might just give it away. And if that happens, I'll try to let you guys know at some date in the future. So I'm gonna keep it for now, but I'm gonna kind of remember it as something that I could possibly gift. I have very few powder highlighters. I think I only have the one. So yeah, I have the one from Jouer and the one from Tarte. The Tarte one is kind of a gold champagne and the Jouer one is kind of pink. This one's kind of in the middle. So I don't feel like it's excessive to keep it, but I don't know. I'm fine with two, so we'll see. Its fate is to be decided, but for now I'm keeping it. And then the same with this little vanilla quartz one. I think it's gotten kind of lost in the bottom of my purgatory box. I haven't played with it as much as I would have liked to make absolute sure of how much I love it. So I have to, I think, put it into my actual highlighter drawer with my products and start using it more. Every time I swatch it and every time I use it, I'm like, ooh, it's so, so pretty. Those duochrome shifting highlighters aren't my tendency, it's not my favorite, but I think I might actually really enjoy having this. So both of these are gonna stay with me for now. I'm gonna start using them more voraciously than I have been, but both of them are a little bit still being tested out. Here's something else that came from Octoly. It was a bundle of these Lancome, what are they called? Ombre Hypnose Stilo. So they are eyeshadow sticks. And I had a really specific reason for requesting these from Octoly, and here's what it is. You guys might remember that I reviewed this limited edition palette. It was a Lancome collab with Prenza Scholler. I talked about how impressed I've been with the cream shadows in this palette. So this is half powders and half creams. And the cream shadows are the ones that I've really been amazed by. They wear so well. It's a pretty stiff formula. It's creamy, but it's pretty stiff. And it has these beautiful, sophisticated sparkles in it. The sparkly ones do, that kind of wear and start to look dewy over the course of the day. It doesn't crease on me, which is just very unusual because I have hooded eyes. I have become intrigued by Lancome makeup lately. I just am like so about testing stuff from Lancome and trying to get to know the brand better, partly because I've been so impressed by this and other things that I've tried recently through Octoly. And so I started doing some research about this cream shadow formula, and they don't appear to sell it in palettes. It was like they sold this limited edition product, but what they do have are these cream shadow sticks. So I was thinking that maybe what they did with this palette is they just took this tried and tested formula and pressed it into pans. And I wanted to find out if that was true, because I wanted to know if I could, you know, if I use this on my channel and I'm like, I really love this formula, if I can say to you, you can't buy this palette anymore, but you can probably get the same very, very well formulated Lancome cream eyeshadow formula in the stick. And I think it's true. I think you can. I think that that's what these are. They apply exactly the same. They wear exactly the same. The ones that are glittery, it's that same kind of shimmer that just looks, yeah, just so pretty. I don't know how well you might have been able to see those. And also you can't get the full effect of how they wear on the lids. They get kind of worn in, grungy, dewy, lovely if you like apply them like a child all over your face like I do, which is what I do. So I think I'm gonna keep these three colors. This grayish green one is a bit on the chopping block. I'm gonna keep it around for a little while, but again, I might gift it. And then these two much more neutral and less shimmery ones, there's like a cream color and a taupe color. I'm gonna find someone to adopt these. So I'm gonna keep 2 or 3 and pass along 2 or 3 of these Lancome sticks. Great product, really great product. I'm so glad that I had the chance to try these out. My friend Serene Wu here on YouTube, when I saw her recently, we had dinner and she brought me kind of a little gift baggie, I think of things that she had reckoned with and decided not to keep. It's like, she's a much bigger channel than mine and she does a lot of work with brands and has relationships with a lot of brands and receives tons of PR. I mean, she's like at that level. And I think that for her, it's just like, anytime she has a chance to gift a couple of things to friends, she jumps at it because it's good to be able to, you know, not keep so much stuff around that she's not using. So she gave me these 2 products from Korres. This is the Hydrating Face Mist. I think she worked with Korres recently, which might be why she had these. This is the Hydrating Rose Face Mist, and then this is the Greek Yogurt Smoothie Priming Moisturizer, which is still in its box, which maybe can tell you something about how I felt about using this. So this has pleasantly surprised me. It's a very clear bottle, and so I don't know why it makes my skin so dewy, but it does. I think there must be oils in this that are just very well integrated rather than like sitting at the top like they are in the Pixie Mist. But I found myself reaching for this a lot and I really love the effect. It's a toner kind of, well, it says refresh, set, moisturize. It's not really, I don't think, a fixer, like a setting spray, like all nighter, but I don't really need that kind of product anyway. I just like something to sort of make me dewy and refresh my face. I absolutely love this product. I don't think I would buy this. I'm not gonna spend this kind of money. I mean, I don't know how much it costs, but Korres amount of money on setting sprays. High-end setting sprays are not in my budget. I learned that when I kind of did the math recently. Sorry, I just got a text from Joe. My computer is here under the table so I can like peep my texts as they come in. He's coming home and he might come in while I'm filming. Everything's new in the loft. We'll see. We'll see how it goes, but I guess it won't be the end of the world. Maybe he can bring Sadie into the frame. Anyway, I'm keeping this. This, however, no. So there are 2 things. I don't really like priming moisturizers because I don't really use cream moisturizers in the morning. I'll use my morning skincare serums, and then I'll use an oil, and then I'll use my sunscreen. And then it just doesn't make sense to put like a cream on top of that. But I do put my primer on top of that. I just like my primer to be kind of a barrier. I like my primer to sort of separate my skincare from my makeup. And I feel like a priming moisturizer is the opposite of that. It's supposed to like be part of your skincare and sink into your skin and prime your skin. So right out the gate, I was like, this isn't the kind of product I like, but I'll try it out. And it just pilled horribly on me. It pilled over all manner of skincare. It pilled under my makeup, like when I put my makeup on it, it pilled. I think this would probably be good for someone who has either no morning skincare or very, very little morning skincare. Just just sunscreen maybe, and then this. I'll show you the bottle. And it's so trashy to like hold it in its packaging, but you know, it's a lovely high-end product, and I was so grateful to Serene for giving it to me. But really, I've only used like a couple of pumps of this. It did not go well any of the times that I tried it, and it's such a beautiful product. I'm sure that I can find a friend to take it off my hands. Probably a friend who doesn't wear very much makeup. This is something that came from Octoly that was so interesting. It's the first, no, I have a blush from Ofra that I really love, but so it's the second thing I've ever tried from Ofra. It's called Red Carpet Color. And I think it was in my free store for a while and I didn't know what it was. Like I didn't realize what it was. And then for some reason, one day I read the description and I was like, oh girl. It is a body glow product, and it claims to set down completely, and it does. It does. It comes in a couple colors. I'm not wearing like the right thing to show you a glow on my body right now, so I'm just going to show you as best I can on the back of my hand. So it comes in 3 colors. It comes in kind of like a light, medium, dark, and I got the light one. I don't know if you'll be able to see from there because it's subtle. I mean, it's glowy, but it's subtle. I tried it out a couple of times in a row so I could report back to you guys. What I did was I put it all over one leg and not the other leg. And I could barely kind of tell, but then if I stood back and I looked in a mirror, I was like, oh, that leg looks good. And that leg looks fine. And that's really nice. That's like a nice thing to have. It's not shining and shimmering like the sun. You can't really see. It's not glittery, which I wouldn't mind if it were, but I know that a lot of people would prefer a product like this that kind of just looks like your skin has been perfected. And it does set down. It sets down. It doesn't rub off on your clothes. I can't really attest to, you know, if you slathered it all over your body and then lounged on like a green velvet couch or like a white leather couch, if it would not ruin that piece of furniture. I can't attest to that because I didn't go to those lengths in trying it for you. But I was able to wear like loose pants over the leg on which I had smeared it, and it didn't get on the pants after it had set. It really does dry down. So this is a cool product to know about. If I weren't a tango dancer, I don't know if it would make sense to me. It's like, I don't know if I'm going to be putting it on just to like go out to brunch or something. Like nobody cares that much about my legs. But when I go out dancing, legs are on show. And so this is a really great thing to have for those occasions. This is another thing that came from Serene. I actually went to an event that she hosted. It was a self-defense class. It was super cool. And she recently posted a video that she filmed with Johnny Kowalski, who led the self-defense class. Excellent. And I'm going to link that video right now because they demonstrated some of the techniques that he taught us in that class. So this is one of the things that was a gift at that event. And it's a little, oh shoot, I don't even remember what this tool is called, but it's like a face tool for smoothing product into your face. It's very beautiful. This one appears to be made from rose quartz. And so it's kind of like an alternative to a jade roller. Really lovely. And I already have one of these. I have this amethyst one. Amethyst is my birthstone, so I'm going to hang on to the amethyst one. And what a beautiful gift to be able to give to someone in this little velvet pouch. I'm excited to find someone to pass this along to. Here's something that it's just samples. It's so dumb. It's La Fleur, which is a high-end indie skincare brand. I was given this set of samples in a little envelope at the Indie Beauty Expo, and I just don't want to try them. I don't want to try it. It's like probably very expensive, judging by how the booth looked. And actually, I think I remember looking at the prices. It's like an expensive skincare brand. So I'm probably not going to buy their skincare. and I just don't want to open this little cardboard thing and try out a bunch of samples. And I'm kind of cooling off on like putting a bunch of random stuff on my skin all the time. I know what I need to do to keep my skin in good shape, and I'm just not all about trying this stuff. If it's really good for my skin, then I can't buy it and that will suck. And if it makes me break out, then it's like so not worth it. I'm just gonna give this away. This is something else that I was gifted at Indie Beauty Expo. It's by the brand Sway. I actually met the owner of this brand, and she is a firecracker. She is such a cool woman. I will link the website of the brand Sway. She's really enthusiastic, really energetic, doing cool stuff, and I think that their feature product is a natural deodorant, which might be worth trying out. It's a roll of blotting papers, right? And I sometimes keep this in my purse if I'm gonna have a long day, but whenever I use it, I suddenly feel that area of my skin is like parched because I have dry skin. So if I get a little bit dewy over the course of the day, it's kind of fine. And then if I blot that and whatever's on this paper to make it absorbent stays on my skin just goes like, and it feels tight, and I don't like that feeling. But I have a feeling that these are very, very good at what they claim to do. So I think someone with oily skin will love receiving this from me. So this is a primer that came to me via Octoly from the brand Pure. They actually sent a couple over, but this is the only one of the set that I have yet tried. It is the redness reducing one. Of course, that's the one that I wanted to try. And it's not my absolute favorite style of primer because it feels exactly like the Hourglass Veil primer. If you've ever tried that one, it's extremely thin and it has this like powdery silicone feeling. Like you can tell that it's a silicone primer, but then it has a powdery finish. Slick but powdery, if that makes sense. And I don't like the Hourglass Veil primer for that reason. And I didn't fall in love with this for that reason. I feel like it leaves sort of a slip and then you have to wait for it to dry down and then it's fine. It doesn't feel like it creates that much of a barrier. Sorry, I just had to change my battery and I've never done that in this space, so I'm not sure if the frame is messed up or something. I hope everything's okay. I was saying if you are in love with the Hourglass primer and it's too expensive for you and you would like a redness reducing primer, this is probably perfect for you. It's probably your dream primer because in texture, it's a dupe for the Hourglass primer, but it's a green color correcting, redness reducing, and it does reduce redness. The pigment is good. It kind of blends away. It doesn't leave me looking green, but it definitely helps to kind of brighten and even my skin tone and cancel out some of my redness. So it's not a very big bottle, and I love redness reducing primers. So even though I'm not in love with the texture, I think that I'll enjoy it enough that I can use this up. So I'm gonna hang on to this at least for the time being. Ooh, here are two amazing eyeshadows, but I think that they're discontinued, so I'll be quick about this. Tara sent these to me, and they're singles from the Sephora collection. One is called Queen for a Day, and one is called Be on the A-List. So I was wearing Be on the A-List all over my eyes in my most recent video, the first video they filmed in this space. It looked so good in person, and I thought it looked good on camera too. It's like a subtle wash of taupe, but it has a slight sheen to it. You can't, yeah, it's not super matte. It's like a satin, but it's a really interesting balanced kind of gray taupe satin. So here's the kind of grayish taupe one, and here's the gunmetal one. It's like a rich, glittery, grungy gunmetal. And when I put it all over my lids, I feel like I've duped the vibes of those Rowan palettes that I've been coveting that I'm not buying. And I just feel like these are two singles that I've already gotten a ton of use out of and that I'm really going to continue to love. I actually am going to pop them out of these little bits of packaging and put them in with my single shadows because they're magnetized, which is really nice. So I'm impressed. These are the first Sephora collection eyeshadow singles I've ever tried. The colors are spot on for me, but I'm also really impressed by the formula. Ooh, here's a product that I hate, but it's because I hate products of this nature. It is a peel off mask. It's one of those goopy, gooey tar layer things that you're supposed to put it on and then it dries and you peel it off. And I just hate that stuff. I don't like what it does to my skin. I don't like the feeling. I don't like having to wait around for it to dry. It never works out the way it's supposed to. And to add insult to injury, this one is packaged in a jar. So you have to like take the lid off and then like goop it out with your fingers. Just like, there's just nothing about this that makes me want to keep it. I didn't know that it was a peel off mask. I didn't read it, and I actually took this with me once when I was taking a bath, and I was like, I'm gonna try out this charcoal mask in the bath. And I opened it and I put it on my face, and then I was like, oh no, this is one of those. And I ended up having to like wash it off and scrub it off with a washcloth. It was, I would say, mildly traumatizing. I'm gonna find someone who loves this kind of product and give it away to that person. This is by Freedom Naturals, which is a brand that I actually really like. I like everything else I've ever tried from them. I met them at Indie Beauty Expo, and that was when they gave this to me. But I'm not gonna keep it. All right, let's talk about these lippies. There are 4 lip products in here that I just can't decide about. 2 of them are these Pat McGrath minis that Wendy gave to me. They're both reds. And this is a pretty amazing formula. It's like really, really impressive. I've played around with them, but I haven't like worn them. So I'm having a hard time deciding about these. I don't love minis. They're awkward to me. They're hard to use. I tend not to reach for them as much, but these are the only 2 products from Pat McGrath that I've ever owned. So I'm sort of reluctant to get rid of them. Then this is a Buxom Full-On Plumping Lip Cream in the color Pink Champagne. I'm tempted to keep it because it's a great product, but I have other lip plumpers. Again, it's just kind of, I haven't used it enough to know. And then this is that other Lancome Pronza Shoulder lipstick. I sent one to Nisa, and this is kind of like the sheer pinky beige one. Here's what I'm trying to tell you. These 4 lip products, I haven't used them enough to decide about them because they've been in the purgatory box, and I've been so focused on getting good use out of the lipsticks that I already own that I just haven't been turning to the purgatory box for lip products. So these have been in there, these 3 at least, for a couple of cycles, and I just feel like if I don't pull them out and start wearing them more regularly, I'm never going to decide, and I'm done with that. I don't want things to just be staying in purgatory. So I'm going to take them out. I'm going to put them front and center on my vanity right here. And then when I declutter my lip products within the next week, I think I'm going to film my vicious lip product declutter. I will decide about them then. So I'm keeping them in that I'm shuffling them over into another decision-making setting, which is the lip declutter. I'm gonna make sure that I decide about them between now and then. Out of the frying pan into the fire, little lippies. Okay, this is a beautiful, beautiful product. This is a blush from the brand Note, which I had never tried anything from Note before. It says Luminous Silk Compact Blusher with Argan Oil, and this is its color. It is a really, really, really pretty kind of peachy color. It has beautiful, like silky matte pigment. It is just a beautiful product. However, I have learned via some careful swatching and some cheek swatching that this reads on my face pretty much exactly the same as what might actually be my favorite blush of all time, which is my Givenchy Le Prisme blush in Aficionado Peach. And actually, I was wearing this as well in the last video that I filmed in this space. I had that red lipstick on and this. I've just been really appreciating lately the way this product lights up my cheeks, and then it makes the rest of my skin look more even toned and kind of more porcelain because it is so peachy, if that makes sense. It's a pretty and very special blush, and I want to use this and cherish this. Anytime I want this kind of color, I want to use this one. This is something I bought myself after much consideration. It's like a true prized possession. So I'm gonna give this to someone else, maybe to my cousin because she has a similar complexion to mine. It's in the color 05 Desert Rose. Sorry, I didn't say that before. All right, and then this is something that also was given to me at the Indie Beauty Expo by the women who run the brand Air Skincare. I love them. They're so lovely and their products are so incredibly beautiful. Let me show this to you. So this is the Air Skincare Calm Facial Bar, and it is a very nourishing, very balancing bar of soap for the face. I sliced a piece off of this and traveled with it. It was very convenient for that because it's not a liquid, so I was able to take it easily through the TSA, and it's very hard. It doesn't melt in the shower. So when I got to my location, which was my friend Liz's house, I took the piece that I had sliced off and I put it in the shower there, and I just used it the whole time, and it didn't melt away, it didn't get goopy. It just performs beautifully. It's such a gorgeous product. And I know that the women who formulated this, who run Air, are really proud of this product. Really, really, really proud, and deservedly so, because it's absolutely gorgeous. So this has been sitting in the Purgatory box just because I hadn't fully incorporated it into my collection yet. As I told you recently in my last video, actually, I have decided to swear off trying a bunch of other second cleanse products and just to stick to my Mario Badescu glycolic foaming cleanser. So even though I really loved using this and it came in really handy when I was traveling, I'm going to give this away to a friend. I also noticed it's been in the Purgatory box with this sticker facing up, and it says batch best by 7/19. So it has an expiration date. It's a very fresh, natural, beautifully made skincare product. It's good that it has an expiration date. Like it's good that what's in here is fresh and good enough for your skin, that it's expiring in the way that food expires, right? So I'm not complaining about that at all. I'm just aware that I need to reckon with it. I need to go ahead and reckon with it. And even though I enjoyed using it, I think it will better serve someone else because I'm using the one that serves my skin the best already. This is an antioxidant face oil from Belle and Beast Organics, an adorable indie beauty company. I met the woman who owns and runs it at Indie Beauty Expo, and she gave me this. I think this is just like a little deluxe sample size. And what struck me about this is that the price point was pretty decent. I remember thinking, like, this looks like it was made with a lot of love. It looks like it has beautiful ingredients, and the price point is pretty decent. I'm not totally sure what it is, but I will link this down below so that you can find out if you're interested. This is a geranium, frankincense, and neroli face oil. It says wrinkles, acne, damaged skin. I have gotten pretty decent use out of this. It doesn't break me out. It's a lovely, potent, nourishing face oil that I really like using, and I can happily use any face oil that suits. I just love face oils. I feel like they're one of my most used, if not my most used and most depended upon skincare products. And it's funny, I think if I have too many moisturizers or like too many cleansers or something, I feel like, no, I only want one. I really just want to narrow this down to one. But with face oils, I don't mind having a selection. So I'm going to happily add this into the selection of, I think, three or four other oils that I'm rotating among right now. And then these two babies I'm definitely keeping. How could I not? Tara sent these as well. They are two Stila products. One is the Glitter and Glow and one is the Shimmer and Glow. It was so sweet. She sent them because I think she'd seen me talking about the fact that I love the Glitter and Glow and I wasn't sure if I would like the Shimmer and Glow as much, and she was like, here's one of each so that you can kind of compare and contrast. This gorgeous gold, which is like perfect for me, Gold Goddess, that's the glitter one. And then this one is Vivid Smoky Quartz, which is one of the ones that I had ever been eyeing from this Shimmer and Glow collection. And I have used both of these pretty much. There's something that I'm always like digging out of the Purgatory box. It's so beautiful. Look, it just smokes out to this like shimmery, I know it just looks like a splotch of brown from there, and I'm looking at this splotch of brown and I'm like, all my dreams have come true. All right, that is it. That is everything that I'm ready to reckon with today. I would say that I knocked out more than a third of it. More than a third of it. Maybe not quite half, but maybe close to half. So I'm feeling good about this. I'm gonna film another reckoning pretty soon, and I'm going to remember this feeling, this overwhelmed feeling, the next time I'm tempted to use one of my Octoly credits, the next time I'm tempted to accept something random in PR that I'm not totally sure about. I'm going to remember this feeling, and I'm going to remember that I really, really do want more space than stuff, despite how tempting free stuff can be. So thank you guys so much for being understanding with me as I go along this weird journey of struggling with how much I actually want to try and how much I actually want to keep and how frequently I actually want to say yes when I'm offered a thing. I'm kind of just trial and erroring my way to what I hope will be a more balanced system in the future. So yeah, thank you so much for being supportive and being understanding of this crazy, weird, and unusual process. I appreciate you watching this video. I appreciate everything about you guys, and I hope that you are remembering to take extra good care of yourself right now so that you can be the most effective version of yourself as you do your work in the world. We did it, Sadie. We finished the video before Joe got home.